Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is my June TBR. So I have been absolutely shocking for the past 2-3 months with following my TBR. So what I've decided to do for June is to pick my own TBR. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So yeah, let's get into it. So I have picked a couple of quite short books. So the first book that I picked is Return to the Delegate Dream Department Store by Mai Ely. And I read the first one of these a while ago. I can't remember when off the top of my head. And it was a cosy little book about this dream store that people go to when they're asleep and they can purchase dreams, basically. And this is the sequel to that. It says on the back, "It's been a year since Penny first walked through the doors of Delegate Dream Department Store, and surviving a year at the store means one thing. She is now an official employee of the dream industry. She can finally take the commuter train to the company district, where all the dream production companies are located, and discover how all raw dream materials and testing equipment are produced. But there's a lot more to the company district than meets the eye. At the Civil Complaint Centre, Penny learns about the regular customers who have stopped coming to the store. As she gets to the bottom of each complaint, she begins to transform from simply selling dreams to understanding what lies in the hearts of their lost regulars." So, like I say, it's about this store where they sell dreams, but by the sounds of it, in this book, they've lost customers, and Penny, the main character, is going to find out why. Like I say, it's quite a short book, so I'm hoping it won't take me too long to read. So yeah, this is book one. For book two, it's another quite short one. I've heard some really good things online about it, and it is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. This, like I say, does have some really good reviews on the internet, so I'm hoping that I will like it as much as the people who I have seen reviewing this. So when I saw it in the works, I did decide to pick it up. It was in the 3 for £6 deal, which is an absolute bargain. Though I think it's gone up to 3 for £7.50 now, but it's still a good deal. But yeah, this one says on the back, "Make a wish." During her lonely childhood, Lucy Hart found solace in Jack Masterson's Clock Island books. Now a teacher's aide, she shares her love of reading with Christopher, a former student she'd give anything to adopt, if only she could afford it. Just when Lucy is about to give up, the famously reclusive writer announces that he's finally written a new book, and he's holding a contest at his home on the real Clock Island to win the only copy. Winning the most sought-after book in the world would change Lucy and Christopher's lives, but with wily opponents, the book's distractingly handsome illustrator, and Jack Masterson himself to contend with, that won't be as easy as she wishes. So, this one sounds quite interesting. She wants to adopt her past student, but can't afford to do it, so she enters this competition to win a very sought-after book, and she hopes that's going to solve all the problems. So I think this is going to be quite a good one. For book three, this is another one I've seen all over the internet. It's supposed to be really, really good, and it is a romance, so it'll be nice to read a bit of romance coming into the summer. And it is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Like I say, this one's been all over the internet. I've seen a lot of people reviewing it on TikTok and a couple of reviews on YouTube as well, and everyone seems to like it, so I'm hoping I will too. And this one says, "A hot one night stand and an unexpected pregnancy leads a young woman to someone she can depend on. Winifred Wynne McNulty has always been wildly independent and not one to be coddled for a limb difference. Wynne has spent most of her life trying to prove that she can do it all on her own. With some minor adjustments, she's done just fine. Hooking up at a costume party with the incredibly charming Beau changes everything. Wynne finds herself pregnant and decides to keep the baby, while Beau is surprisingly elated to step up to the plate. Wynne is unsure of whether she can handle this new challenge. Together, Wynne and Beau decide to get to know one another as friends and nothing more while they embark on this parenting journey together. But, as they both should know by now, life rarely goes according to plan." So, this one again sounds really interesting. They have a one night stand at a party. She finds herself pregnant and they get to know each other for their baby's sake, basically. That's what it sounds like. I think it's going to be quite a nice romance. It's going to be a good one coming into the summer months, like I say. So I'm quite looking forward to this one. So yeah, this is book 3. For book 4, this is one that's been on several of these TBR videos and I've just not been in the mood to read it. I've seen some really good reviews online, but it's one I'm quite nervous to read because apparently it's heartbreaking and really sad, so I'm a bit apprehensive going into it. And it is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. Like I say, I've heard a lot about this. It's supposed to be so good, but it's supposed to be sad, so I want to be in the right sort of mood to read this, if that makes sense. So I have been putting it off for a while, but I think June may finally be the month that I read it. And this one says, a kiss lasts a moment but can change a lifetime. Rune Christiansen and Poppy Litchfield met as children and swore to be friends forever. As teenagers, this grew into a love that promised to last a lifetime, but their worlds were shattered when Rune was sent home to his native Norway. 2 years later, Rune is back and Poppy is ready for their happy ever after to begin, but the boy who returns is not the Rune she remembers. What happened to turn her sweet, thoughtful Rune into this brooding stranger? And will the secret Poppy is carrying bring them closer together or separate them forever? So, again, I think this one's going to be quite interesting. They've grown up together, they fell in love as teenagers, but they got separated. Things happened along the way, and when they came back together, they weren't the same people they were when they separated. So, I think it's going to be quite interesting, like I say. So, yeah, I'm really curious about this one. But like I say, I'm a bit apprehensive because of how many people have said that it's really sad. So, yeah, this is book 4. And for book 5, this one's been on my TBR for probably about a year now. So I probably should get to it. And that is Seven Summers by Paige Toon. This one really makes me feel quite summery when I look at the cover, so I think this will be a lovely one to read when the sun's shining. So yeah, I thought June would be a really good month to read this in. And this one says, 6 summers ago, Liv and Finn meet working in a bar on the rugged Cornish coastline. When a night of passion ends in tragedy, their hearts are bound together inextricably. But Finn must return home to LA, so they make a promise. Finn will come back every year, and if they are single, they will spend the summer together. This summer, Liv crosses paths with Tom, a mysterious newcomer. As the wildflowers bloom, they begin to fall for one another, and Liv starts to picture a world where her heart isn't broken each year. Now Liv must make an impossible choice, and when she discovers the shocking reason that Tom has left home, she'll need to trust her heart even more. So this one, again, sounds really interesting. I think it's going to be a nice romance for the summer. I've heard quite a few good things about it, so I'm quite looking forward to it. But I did want to save it for when the weather was getting better because I think this one will be a nice one to read in the garden when it's warm. So yeah, this one's book 5. So just to recap, the whole of my June TBR and the 5 books that I've picked are Return to the Delicate Dream Department Store by Mai Ely, The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, and 7 Summers by Paige Toon. If you do have any book recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments because I do love to get a book recommendation and to try new books out. So if you think I will like a book, please let me know. And yeah, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe underneath, and I will see you all again next week.